Welcome, everyone. Let's begin. This is Friday, December 2nd, 2022, and I'm Bonnie Marks, MeetUp host for AACG's first episode of Virtual Sofa 2022. Today's program will be recorded and available on the AACG YouTube site later today. Please write your questions and comments in the chat box. AACG has the express consent of VG Management LLC for the use of the SOFA name for this temporary digital presentation. The next two episodes of Virtual Sofa 2022 will be Friday, December 9th and 16th during AACG's Friday Zoom Up meetups. Each episode will feature several galleries that have exhibited at SOFA in the past. The galleries will present glass art they could imagine exhibiting in Chicago before the cancellation of SOFA Chicago 2022. In honor of the 60th anniversary of American Studio Glass and the International Year of Glass, AACG welcomes Heller Gallery, Ken Saunders Gallery, Winterowd Gallery, and Hawk Galleries. Now I'd like to welcome Katja and Douglas from the Heller Gallery of New York. Take it away.
Doug Heller here. Welcome everybody on a bright but brisk New York morning. I'm standing here in the exhibition of our Swedish artist, Malin Pierre. This is her first American showing, and we're very excited by the work. Malin has only been working with glass for 4 years, but she is a mature artist. She had a 10-year career as a scenic designer in the Swedish film industry. But then as she became a mother, she found that the demands of time of that profession just didn't dovetail with trying to raise a family. And then she went back and reassessed everything and went to a long-held dream of becoming an artist. And she did find time to go back to school and started to study both glass and ceramics. After a relatively short time, she found that the medium of glass really spoke to her. She loved the heat and everything about it. And Malin has developed this concept of hard softness. Her pieces start as sewn fiber, and then they're molded, and the glass is blown into the mold. So I'm going to turn this over in a minute or two to Katja and Malin to explain more about the process. But we're also very excited to announce that yesterday, the Swedish National Museum formally announced that they are now including one of Malin's pieces in their permanent collection. And we think that's only the first of many museums that do the same. The work is original, the work is visually exciting, and it's something that we have paid attention to. I want to give credit to our installation manager, Seth Scandlin, who is an artist and educator in his own right, and actually being the first within the galleries team to find Malin's work. And then he urged the rest of us to look at it. And the more we looked, the more we liked. So without further ado, I will turn this over to Malin and Katja, and they will take you through some of the process involved in making these extraordinary works.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear us?
Yes, speak a little louder, but yes, we can hear you.
Wonderful. So I'm here with Malin. This is her. She is visiting from Sweden, and we are going to share our screen and show you a little bit about her process. She will explain, and then we will also show a short video of her making the piece, and then we will do a walkthrough of the exhibition. Oh, louder, please. Hi, Barbara. We're trying to speak louder. Let's see if we can make the sound louder here from this side before we go any further. So Malin doesn't have to be screaming. Is this better?
Yes, much better.
Perfect. Wonderful. Just a technical glitch because we're amateurs here at the technical side. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share the screen, and we are going to show I think that I need to be allowed to share my screen, maybe. Linda, is that possible?
You are, yeah, you are, you're a co-host.
Okay. It says, oh, here we go. We got it. Okay.
Okay, hi everyone, I'm Malin. Nice to meet you. This is a short presentation of my work, and this piece shown here is in the exhibition, and it's called New Sky. It has silver inside to get it even more uplifted.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is called Heart of Glass. Has 3 different colors in it to make like a fade effect. And if we switch to next picture, you can see this is how the textile original looks from the beginning. And then I make a plaster mold over that one.
So Malin, can you say a little bit about what you mean when you say textile original?
Yeah, I sew this in fabric, and I fill it with stuff. To make it like a puffy sculpture volume.
Okay.
This is me working in the hot shop. Yeah, working in the hot shop. So this is how the plaster mold looks before I blow the glass in it. So it's a cavity with the imprint from the fabric in the plaster. So then I heat the plaster mold up to 650 degrees, and then I blow hot glass in it and put everything to cool down for about 3 days. And then I have to scratch all the plaster off. So it's all of them are unique and can't be done again. So here is the mold with the hot glass coming in. And we're usually a team of maybe 2 or 3 people working together. So one have to bring out the hot plaster mold and one have to assist me while working. And yeah, it's a teamwork.
That's where we get in.
Yes. So this,
Oops, sorry.
Yeah, here is everything cooled down, and I've started to scratch off the plaster. So it's always exciting to see what it becomes, because I don't know until I scratch the plaster off.
And this piece is actually in the show, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
So we're going to see it in a moment. Sorry, we're going the wrong direction here.
Yeah. So this is how it looks when I put the plaster off, and then I use like dentist tools and toothbrush to polish it off. And
give it a good brushing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and here's a few of them.
Yeah.
So do you first blow all of them and then you take the plaster off?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maximizing your time in the hot shop.
Exactly.
Okay, and this is
the piece that the National Museum in Sweden acquired. Yes.
wonderful. Okay, so this is the final show of this, final shot of this presentation. We're going to show a very quick video here. Let me just do this here. Maybe not. There we go. We're going to show a very quick video to show you what it looks like in real life when this happens. Let's try that again. There we go. all one breath. That was a long breath, Mullen. Okay. So we are going to, so we're going to move over. It's just going to take us 1 second. Mullen will go over there first, and we'll move over to the to our Oh yeah, it is. Okay. Let's just ask if they can hear. Can you hear us?
Yes, we can.
Great, wonderful. And you can see us, right?
Yes, we can.
All right. So we're gonna start. Why don't you start here?
Yeah.
Just to walk you through the show.
Yeah, I can show you. Turn it around a bit. This one is also silver. I've used the opaline color, but some parts are transparent. So the silver parts comes through in the transparency.
And that piece is called.
Lucy in the Sky. Yes. Yes.
And maybe we should show this, which looks like the one that was blown in. The
Yeah,
video.
exactly. This is the piece that was blown in the video, and it's called Apricot Cloud. And yeah, it's. I tried to make the sculptures really puffy and airy, and yeah.
And a lot of the work is about kind of the idea of the dichotomy, right? Between hard and soft.
Yeah,
Is that what
exactly,
you were
yeah.
saying? Yeah. And you can actually see the detail of the fabric on the imprint from the mold, which is very beautiful, and it kind of contrasts with the color. Maybe we should look at this piece here, if we can. And then maybe the green one. So tell us a little bit about this piece, Molly.
Yeah, this one is, I used 3 colors. So it starts out with a red tone here and goes up to turquoise or green. And I've used like a really scrunchy fabric to make it, scrunchy, yeah.
Beautiful. And maybe we should show the piece, let's show that table over there. That has the piece that we saw that you said was blown in, the one where we saw you unmolding the piece.
Yeah, exactly.
In the process.
This is late bloomer.
Late bloomer.
Yeah.
And Malin said that's sort of an autobiographical piece, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm a late bloomer, so this represents me.
Nice. And right next to it, and so this one is not silvered on the inside, right?
No, exactly. I chose to have some of them with the transparency, and
Kind of almost gives the sense of the breadth being
Exactly.
encompassed.
yeah,
And then maybe let's look at this for a moment, because that shows us kind of how the scrunching kind of creates this volume here.
yeah. This is also I've used like ribbon,
Ribbon.
elastic ribbon bands to make it even more, scrunchy.
And so the creasing and the kind of the creasing of the fabric is really prominent in these.
Yeah.
And then these are the pieces that we saw that are more sort of the heart pieces that are kind of more they're a little different than just the scrunch. They're kind of more graphic.
Yeah, I guess I look a lot at fashion and haute couture and a lot of puffy clothing. So this was an attempt to make something really puffy, but also with a more calculated cut.
And maybe we can end with this piece.
We've lost your audio.
Oh, sorry, we, we were just discussing this piece and saying that this is one of more of the ones that was silvered on the inside.
Yeah.
And where the color is sort of concentrated because the material is concentrated at the tip
Mm.
of the piece.
And
And
this is
then it
also,
fades, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
You go.
it's also a bit deflated, so it gives a feeling that the air has come out. I think it's a good contrast with other airy pieces.
And should we maybe we'll show one more. Do we have time for one more, Bonnie?
Of course, and then I will be moving on, but yes, we do. Mhm.
Okay, let's show this one here. And you said, Mullen, that this is a piece that is actually was a found fabric, right?
Yeah, exactly. This is the only piece that I didn't sew myself. This is a cushion. Cushion I bought in a flea market, and yeah, I really like this one with the button and
The tufting
Yeah.
of the button.
Mm.
Mhm. The tufting of the button and smoked glass. And we should say that the work ranges between about 3,300 to about 4,300. I'm gonna just walk over here. Anyway, that's pretty much the show.
Well, thank you. That's very exciting, Katja, Doug, and Mullen. Those are really thrilling. And we appreciate you bringing them to our attention and having an opportunity to share the process and to meet Mullen. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, SOFA, and thank the Art Alliance.
Yeah, thank you all.
Thank you. Bye-bye. So next, we're going to welcome Ken Saunders of the Ken Saunders Gallery of Chicago. Take it away, Ken. Ken? There. Hi, Ken.
And there you are. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, excellent.
Okay. SOFA Chicago, we miss you so much. For a few days every year, Chicago was the center of the art world. Navy Pier never looked so magical and so magnificent. When you're standing out there, you often feel like you're looking down on the city of Chicago. SOFA and these kinds of exhibitions are so important to the galleries. Back when I had all of my hair, presenting everything very carefully, the works to their best advantage. Oh, last minute, 10 minutes before the opening night, up on a ladder. High drama. But really, it's about presenting the very best work that's been made in the previous year, presenting it in such a great advantageous way that the works sing and are just at their museum quality best. So the steam pipe started banging a few minutes ago, my apologies. Making everything look just so. Because the audience comes and the air is charged with excitement. An opportunity for collectors to mingle, for collectors to get to know dealers, dealers get to know collectors, artists and collectors interacting because the artists are so very accessible. All right, being a Chicago gallery, we feel like we have sort of got host responsibilities. And so we will often mount an excellent show at the gallery and give away a lot of food and drink during the weekend. It's always our pleasure. Several years back, Stephen Powell, Matthew Cummings, Hailey and Marioni's collaborative pieces were debuted at a SOFA several years ago in our gallery. 2 years ago, right after SOFA, I moved, left that space in River North and came to West Town, where we're in an industrial space. We have 25-foot ceilings, huge north light windows. It's a space that will accommodate any scale of work. And we really are so sad that 99% of you have still not had an opportunity to visit this new and extraordinary space. A year ago, we had 3 wonderful exhibitions scheduled. Sarah Vaughan with her show Scattered Thoughts. Anjali Srinivasan with her remarkable wall pieces. The gallery just glowed. And Dante's latest body of work. Last year, I was going to share one of my great adventures with you. We mounted the Neon and Light Museum as a pop-up last autumn. The last week of the show would have been SOFA. I was really proud of this. It was a big, huge, crowd-pleasing show. We had magnificent pieces, major works in a very, very large space. It was, an adult Disneyland. It was fabulous. I'm not going to lie to you. The reviews were incredible. Every newspaper, every magazine, every TV station came to the show and reviewed it. There we had TV. That was, we had the Tribune. It was a moment there. We had WGN come in and do a TV thing with us. Okay, that was last year. That was all history. What's going on right now? This is what we were going to present to you when you visited SOFA. Carmen Lozar, a hugely popular fan favorite. Everyone loves Carmen and her work. She is a flame worker. And I'm going to, let's see.
Things cyclical in nature. So this idea of the candle, flame burning down, it's a little bit talking about, of course, being a woman in today's world, but then also that idea of making choices and how you have to decide how to approach your life and the demands put upon you. So many of the pieces are controlling their own kind of destiny, in that you have one that's putting herself out, one that's lighting herself even though she's continually melting in a cyclical way, and one that is gathering all these matches, trying to keep herself safe, possibly. Kind of they all act as little vignettes of everyday kind of emotions. But that idea of choice is big and prevalent through the
In addition to that body of work, there's a number of additional pieces here. The bathing figure as a wall piece or as a shelf piece. Here is, oh, sorry. Let me get back to that. I lost, let's see, what do I do here? Share my screen. There we go. Am I back? Bonnie?
No, your slides are not back. You're back. Are you back? Did you want to do some more slides?
Yes, I've got more. Hang on. Are we live?
We are live, yes. Mhm.
And you can see the images?
No, I only see you, and I think you might be muted. No, you're not muted. Okay, I hear you. So you're live, but I don't see the images.
Don't see the image yet. Hold on. Now you
Yeah.
do.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Here's the young lady, and she is planting for spring. and ends up having a screamingly fabulous muddy mess. Okay. Unleash. This has a wonderful surprise. Take a look at the battered umbrella. No, it isn't, is it? Yes, it is. And lost. Please take a look at the young lady floating in the boat. Again, a piece of jewelry. Wonderful. We thought that was really cool, Carmen. And a matchstick necklace at $325. Hey, it's SOFA. That's what we do. We sell things. They should be in everybody's Hanukkah or holiday checklist. Additionally, we had Kate Clements with her work in Artificial Kingdom, an exhibition which is up right behind me, of very large kiln cast works, false principles, brilliantly decorative, almost like a confection when the work is looked at carefully. Here's Solarium, 8 feet tall, with the butterflies, the flora and fauna floating off the wall.
Somebody's not muted.
And here, Flower Cloud. Everybody check and see that you're muted, please. Oh, I got Carmen Lozar's name there, but that was Kate Clements, Flower Cloud. Excuse me, Kate. Okay, and additionally, there was another neon show up, and it's in the next room. This year, we decided to do small neon. We had amazed everybody with our huge museum. This was a show that was a selling show. Here's an installation shot. Eric Franklin with this magnificent skull, really cool. James Akers was in the Corning show last year. Whoops, before I do that, can I get that to go? I guess I cannot. Linda Sue Price from California had 2 pieces in our exhibition. John Bannon's Boredom, this neon laying on a bed of nails. Michael Fletchner. Great little piece for Chicago's imagist figurative tradition. Michael, a Californian. Lisa Schulte, one of the major figures in contemporary neon. Again, California. This one, a Stilby flower. Zoel Najib. We had several young artists in this exhibition. The piece on the left is just 3 by 3 inches and was the inspiration for a small works neon exhibition. Monica Wolfers in the middle, Helen Lee at the University of Wisconsin on the left, and Anesta Lee on the right. Sarah Blood, the brilliant professor from Alfred University, the only tenured professor of neon in the country. Rick Beck was going to present, would have presented 3 works. This one, Blue Split Monolith, the artist really trying to push the vocabulary of sculpture, using the glass's transparency to create very complex and sophisticated image. Where Rick's works that refer to screws and mechanical devices, here that becomes part of an abstract sculpture. And again, in the opaque yellow glass. a wall piece, sort of spoon, fork, and knife. And one of the artist's cubist figures, Blue Moon Rising. Sarah Vaughan, we have a single piece of Sarah's left, waiting as time rolls by, just a wonderfully evocative piece. Tom Schoon created a special piece for the show. It's a small seated figure. Nice to see you, Tom. Thank you for joining today. John Kuhn. You know, if John's showing, I'm not far behind. Sid. Thank you for joining today, Sid. One of his magnificent new chandeliers. And two pieces that incorporate blown elements that the artist created, if I'm not mistaken, at Pilchuck several seasons ago. That juxtaposition of the organic warm blown with Sid's rigorous geometry, a real delight, a real visual delight. Okay, maybe I'm done. But before I go, these of course are Jason Pickelman. I just want you to know that if you have any questions, you may of course check out the website. You may of course drop me an email. And of course, if you are computer illiterate and would just rather pick up the phone, please feel free to give me a call. It was a thrill to share this with you. I want to mention that in the audience, we had Sid Hutter, Carmen Lozar, Kate Clements, Sue Lynn Price, Tom Schoon, and my daughter, Hannah Saunders. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. I'll check the chat box just to see if there was anything. But otherwise, thank you guys.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you so very much. What a thrilling tour. That was very exciting. And thank you for this little trip down memory lane. Little tour here. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. And next, we're going to introduce and welcome Carla Winterowd from the Winterowd Gallery of Santa Fe. Carla, are you with us?
Hi, everybody. Can you see me?
Hi. Yes, you look great. All set?
Oh, it's so nice to have you. I'm coming here from historic Canyon Road, and wow, it was really wonderful to see the Heller Gallery and the always eloquent Ken Saunders. And we're honored to be presenting some artists' works with you today. We have shown 3 times at SOFA, and we were just beginning to exhibit when all the pandemic happened. So most of our art is priced in the range of $2,000 to $10,000 in our glass program here at the gallery. And we thought it'd be fun just to go ahead and share with you a quick video of me walking through the gallery with you. I think Linda has a nice video to share with us. Hi, I'm Carla Winterowd of Winterowd Fine Art in Santa Fe, New Mexico, coming to you from Canyon Road. We feature a number of glass artists here in the gallery, and we thought it'd be a great opportunity to share with you some extraordinary works happening here in Santa Fe. Mark Laputa began his glass journey by backpacking through New Zealand. He did his degree in science and thought he'd take a break, go to New Zealand, and he fell in love with glass. He was apprenticing with a glass studio there for 3 years and then came back to the States and studied with Cal Breed in Alabama. And that's really where he cut most of his teeth and made some extraordinary works. Since then, Mark has gone on to open up his own studio in Tucson, Arizona. We're excited to be showing this work. We've been exhibiting Mark's work for over 3 years now. Mark Laputa's style is quite different. He's blowing glass, but then he's blowing another bubble inside that glass, and then incising, creating patterns and textures on the surface, and then continuing to blow the shape even further to expand the patterns. He's very interested in this micro-macro world, so within these cut orb shapes, you can kind of see a macro world within his work. Then Mark spends time polishing and polishing and polishing and polishing. It is a long time of polishing to get it to this kind of luster. This work of art created by Dilla Martinez is called H2O-SiO2. H2O being water, SiO2 meaning glass. They're made 100% out of glass. Each piece has a hand sculpted and hut sculpted portion of glass at the bottom. And then the top portion of the work is blown. So he's combining something that's very heavy at the bottom with something very delicate. It took him years to perfect. These works are really extraordinary. We hope you love them as much as we do. Karen Bexfield is an artist that everything that she does starts in the kiln. She begins with frit glass. It's small, tiny granules of glass that she's laying in her kiln bed. She's kind of creating a pattern within that area in the kiln bed. And when the kiln is heated up, there are holes that form because this happens naturally. So they feel very natural because they are formed very naturally. As many of our other artists, this artist also did her degree in the sciences, and it really helps when we're making glass. She'll then take that shape that she's created in the kiln bed. It's a flat disc with holes, and then she'll go back into the kiln and slump that shape so it'll have form and curve, and then she'll match those shapes together. They look delicate, but they're very strong forms. We've been representing Karen's work for 10 years now, and we're very honored to be showing her work. She was an Emerge finalist, and she was also a niche award winner in the subjects of fused glass and cast glass. Another artist is Cal Breed. Cal received his degree in marine biology at Auburn University, and in 1994, Cal ventured into the world of glass. He went all over the United States studying with glass masters and really found that the encalmo technique was going to be his voice in glass. Encalmo technique is where Cal actually connects several multi-open-ended glass forms that were hand-blown together. It's kind of a construction, deconstruction, reconstruction technique that he's using in the glass form. Also, Stephen Hagen, he is a real foodie. Everyone loves Steve's work, and he is using a Marini glass technique, and he's known worldwide. He has been sculpting in glass for 20 years, and what we love about the work is the illumination of the citrus form. Willie Hay first started her interest in glass when she was 17. She was traveling throughout Europe and came across the wonderful glass of Marino, Italy. For the past 15 years, Willie has been sculpting in glass here in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and she's been exploring ideas within cast glass. She loves design, she loves form, she loves shape, and she's a delight to meet. Thanks for exploring the gallery with me today. I enjoyed sharing our glass artists with you, and I look forward to seeing you the next time you find yourself in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Thanks so much. I really enjoyed sharing our art with you. Just wanted to make a big shout out to all the AACG members and collectors and artists. It's really nice that we can all come together in this way. And I just want to thank you so much, Bonnie, for putting this together.
we're honored to be part of it.
Well, thank you. Yes, it takes many people to put it together, but it was really enjoyable to put this program together. And Carly, that was a stunning video, and thank you for sharing that with us today. So next, we're going to welcome Tom Hawk from the Hawk Galleries of Columbus, Ohio. Tom, are you with us?
I am. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, please take it away.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, Bonnie. I'm delighted to participate in VirtualSOFA2022 from here in Columbus, Ohio, where we opened in 1986 and participated in SOFA Chicago for about 30 years. And as Ken was alluding to, that energy and excitement of that show is just something we really look forward to year after year. And I look forward to seeing SOFA return to its vibrant self. At the end of my talk, I'll include my phone number and email for both questions, and I encourage you to sign up for our e-announcements. And please buckle up and allow me to take you on a brilliant journey. Let me get things going here. Okay, is that up? Can people see that?
Yes, it's perfect.
That was just a quick e-announcement that we sent out talking about our show, Brilliant Artists, Brilliant Gifts, Brilliant Celebration. And we put a number of quotes in the e-announcement as a sort of nostalgic spin on some holiday movies to help get in the spirit. Details of the pieces are provided on images of the first images from the artists, and then subsequent images just sort of show an artist's range. They speak to other things that they're doing. So we had 18 artists in the show. It's up now through the end of the year. These are brilliant gifts. Give gifts that won't end up in next year's garage sale. And it's a brilliant celebration referring to the United Nations International Year of Glass 2022, daring you to find a material as exciting as contemporary glass. In fact, we triple dog dare you. Here's just a quick shot of the interior of the gallery. It's a wall work by Nate Ricciuto that we'll get into a little bit later with him. These are the 18 artists that we featured, 14 of which were here for the opening. And sort of like SOFA, I really think that it's great to have, imperative, in fact, to have the artists here for the openings so that collectors can put their souls, their personalities behind the work. I just think it gives it a lot more depth and excitement. And in fact, of these 18 artists, 6 actually worked at the gallery during their studies and their career development. Well, away we go. First up, Conrad Bishop. In Conrad's words, the history of glassmaking in an industrial factory environment is reflected in these elegant contraptions that allude to having a function and yet are in reality completely useless. Conrad was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and has been inspired by the tinkerers and repair people in his life. He received his BFA from the Alberta College of Art and Design in 2012, and in 2019 was a recipient of the John and Mary Shirley Scholarship. Many are familiar with Martin Blank. He has admired the grace and flow of the human form since childhood, where he began working in clay at the Boston Museum of Fine Arts at age 13. In '84, he earned his BFA from RISD and moved west to Seattle to begin his professional career, namely working on Chihuly's team for 11 years, while concurrently developing his unique and contagious voice. Blank's early figurative work swiftly solidified his place as a premier figurative sculptor in glass. This was a commission in Florida. This is a piece called Convergence. And in the collector's home, it really changed almost hourly with the changing light, the changing seasons. That has now found a permanent home in the Columbus Museum of Art. And one other commission speaks to not only Martin's love of sculpting hot glass, but also of sculpting space, and in particular, negative spaces, as your eye flows around these forms. Jonathan Capps grew up in Knoxville, Tennessee, developed a love for glass at Center College in Kentucky while studying with the dearly missed artist, Stephen Powell. He graduated there in 2005. In 2016, he earned his master's at Ohio State. In 2018, he was awarded a US Fulbright grant in art and design to spend a year researching glass art in Finland, where he began his exploration of birch bark in glass, inspired by all the birch trees. John's presently a faculty lecturer in the art department at Ohio State. Dan Friday, his name might sound familiar as he was a contestant on Netflix's most recent competition show, Blown Away. Dan lives in the Pacific Northwest and is a member of the Native American Louie Nation. And in a nutshell, Dan's work has a common message referencing his heritage. Simply, we are still here. He has spent the last 25 years creating his own work. In addition to these pieces, we're also showing Dan's celebrated salmon and bears. And it reminds me, I invite you to go online when you get a minute to explore all the things that we couldn't share in this brief but exciting time together. So another pieces of Dan's, a basket and owl totem. Forge Gambrandt earned his BFA at the Columbus College of Art Design in 2019. He primarily works with glass, but also works with metal, wood, rope, and found objects. His work tends to be most inspired by memories the brain holds on to, whether they be significant or not, the senses attached to them, and how that information is stored and structured. Since Chihuly's second ever conservatory show here in Columbus at the Franklin Park Conservatory, where they purchased the entire collection, they built a hot shop where Forge teaches. Brianna Gluzak received a BFA with distinction in glass from Alberta University for the Arts in 2016 and received her MFA from Ohio State in 2022. Her work utilizes various playful motifs, gendered forms, materials, and captivating color schemes, often exploiting the hard-edged masculine architecture in the phallus form to transform the assumed gender of an object or space through the transition and translation of color, blurring the distinctions created between the ideals of feminine and masculine. Jack Gramman, while he earned his BFA at the Columbus College of Art Design, he first started working with glass and spent his summers as a production glassblower, completely enthralled by the process. He quickly moved into sculpting the figure, and upon graduation began traveling the world to different schools and studios in pursuit of the skills and experiences needed for his art. Jack uses the portrait as his motif, offering the viewer a connection to expressionism and surrealism. Many of you might remember Mundy Hepburn. Let me turn on this video. Mundy makes blown glass forms and fills them with rare gas mixtures such as helium, neon, argon, krypton, and xenon. He activates the glass with high-frequency static electricity, causing it to come alive with a kaleidoscope of swirling patterns of multicolored light. He builds his own special flame working tools in order to work glass from 10 feet tall to very small. And over the years, he has invented gas mixtures, glass compositions, and transformers to create his lively sculptures. And yes, Katharine Hepburn was his aunt. Lisa Horkin has a BFA from the Columbus College of Art Design, where she studied glass blowing, ceramics, and painting. Before concentrating on blowing glass, she worked in painted textile and mixed media. Over the years, Lisa has attended intensive workshops led by world-renowned glass artists, such as the carving maestros, the Ferro brothers of Murano. She now uses combinations and pattern and design in her work and explores the use of layered glass color exposed by carving and sculpting the vessel form. Shahid Khan was born in Ahmedabad, India, and moved to Columbus as a young child. He received his MFA from Ohio State in 2021. His glassblowing practice is internationally community-oriented and tied to techniques and traditions. He has taken a journeyman approach to learn, apprenticing with top glass artists in Denmark, Japan, and Canada. And he's had exhibits in Philadelphia, Austin, and Palm Springs. He's taught at Ohio State and currently works in the sculpture department at nearby Denison University. David King is an artist who believes in the aura of handmade artifacts. His projects often begin with research in historical manufacturing processes while grappling with an ever-quickening technological present. The result is an imagined reality where tradition and innovation coincide in absurdly impractical objects and installations. After receiving his BFA from Ohio State, he earned his MFA from Tyler in 2011. The Corning Museum of Glass has highlighted his work in several issues of the New Glass Review, as well as including 5 objects in the 2019 exhibition Glass Art Now, New Glass Now. He was recently hired to head up the glass department at Ohio State, following the footsteps of Richard Harnett. This is our only ceramic piece in the show, but I just thought it was wonderfully done and wanted to include it. The imagery on Tom Marino's ceramics portrays skyscapes, landscapes, flames, wind, and celestial designs in abstract and painterly ways. The tile paintings explore these same themes and others and are designed as framed paintings offering a formal presentation. They're also inspired by his interest in Impressionism, contemporary art, and Asian art. His Crucible series further explores the idea of transformation, with the resulting process forging a regeneration that leads to a new understanding or revelation. John Miller concentrates on blown glass with several diverse bodies of work, one paying homage to Klaus Oldenburg, whose larger-than-life pop sculptures of everyday objects inspired John to explore fast food items found in classic American diners. John began working with glass in '87 at the undergraduate program at Southern Connecticut State University. A decade later, he earned an MFA in sculpture at the University of Illinois and is currently an associate professor of glass at Illinois State University. And my boys got a pretty big kick out of his work. J. David Norton was driven by the idea of creating painterly images entirely of glass. He loved the illumination of colored stained glass, but felt constrained by the lead lines. He entered the realm of kiln-formed glass, where he uses layers of crushed glass frit fired up to a dozen times to achieve the desired effects. Through numerous trials, he improved his glass imagery, eventually creating 3-dimensional landscapes. His intent is to create images that are more about emotion than reality. He wants the viewer to cross this threshold and enter a place of respite, escaping reality, even just for a moment. This is a wall piece by Nate Ricciuto. His work envisions design, architecture, and craft as existing in the odd space between technology and fantasy. He holds a BFA from Ohio State and an MFA from Tyler. He's the recipient of the 2021 Momentum Intersection Fellowship from the Toledo Museum of Art and was awarded the 2020 Sachs Emerging Artist Award from the Glass Art Society. This is looking deep into the tree trunk mounted on the wall. Nate's sculptures explore the possibilities of fiction and speculation in opening up spaces where perception can become tactile and fluid. Taking to heart the basic assumption that things are rarely what they seem, he seeks to discover mysterious, unexpected, and even humorous qualities in familiar objects. Nate teaches and serves as the glass program coordinator at the Columbus College of Art and Design. John Sharvin is an Ohio-based artist, now living in Pittsburgh. He graduated from Ohio State in 2012 with his BFA. After staying in Columbus for a few years, actually working here at Hawk Galleries, doing public glass demos and tutoring students, he took a technician apprenticeship at the Pittsburgh Glass Center in 2014. And for 7 years, he worked full-time for PGC as their studio technician manager. This job was a great blend of John's passions, building, engineering, and art. Recently, he was also a competitor on the Netflix show Blown Away. Since the show, John has decided to pursue his art full-time. He approaches life and his art practice with an optimistic and humorous outlook. His work rides the line between humor, cuteness, and authentic personality themes. He also does some pretty amazing barware as well. Ethan Stern was born in Ithaca, New York, recently moved to LA after 16 years of living and working in Seattle. He earned his associate's degree in ceramics at Taft College in Brisbane, Australia, and his BFA from Alfred University. He pushes glass beyond the anatomy of the vessel. His work is an ongoing exploration of abstraction, color, texture, and light. While glass typically reflects light and has an inherently shiny and dense appearance, he is personally drawn to a richer, more luminous effect achieved by carving and engraving the surface. These engraved marks, like the stroke of a paintbrush on canvas or a finger pushed into clay, leave evidence of the artist's hand and are undeniably connected to his process and the nature of the material itself. He and his wife Amanda are working together, creating new modular vases with interchangeable colored inserts and sensual optical sculptures called jellies. And finally, Dustin Wagner. He states, every ounce of my energy stems from working with this unique and profound medium. All my daily and yearly motivation is driven toward this one singular pursuit of perfection. Without it, I would feel broken, and some years I have been. This tenacious drive reinforces me to continue pushing my work into more difficult and creative directions. There's a sense of satisfaction and happiness that I find in the space of creativity that feels like I've been rewarded for living. Glass gives me the coordinates to my own place in the world, and I would be useless without it. With 15 years of experience behind me, I can do anything. With a revolving door of simple questions, I escape into my mind and let my instincts tell me to ideas that bend my own reality. And that's it. And thank you again for this wonderful opportunity to reconnect with you all, and hopefully we'll see you in Chicago sometime in the future.
Thank you, Tom. That was tremendous. It was, as you put it, brilliant. A very brilliant exhibition and a brilliant presentation. As I will say that all of the presenters today had a brilliant exhibition today. Thank you. It is time for us to wrap up our first episode of Virtual Sofa 2022. And if this is your first experience with the Art Alliance for Contemporary Glass and would like to know more about our organization or membership, please go to our website at contemptglass.org. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Katja, Doug, Melon, Ken Saunders, Carla, and Tom Hawk. We appreciate that. The final 2 episodes of Virtual Sofa 2022 will be Friday, December 9th and December 16th. Today's AACG Virtual Sofa 22 has been recorded and will be on the AACG YouTube site later today. So thank you all. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, Bonnie. Thank you.